हेलो बच्चों, आज हम लोग काइनेमेटिक्स की रिलेटिव मोशन का एक बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल क्वेश्चन करेंगे। शशिभूषण तिवारी बुक की ये प्रॉब्लम है। लेवल 3 क्वेश्चन नंबर 120 है ना। पहले ही बताता हूँ, इसका आंसर शशिभूषण तिवारी बुक में रॉन्ग दिया हुआ है। तो इज अर्थमेटिक में एरर्स उन्होंने कर दिया है। तो लेट्स ट्राई टू सी, बट क्वेश्चन इज वेरी गुड। सो लेट्स सी व्हाट दे आर ट्राइंग टू सी। A terrorist A is walking at a constant speed 7.5 km per hour due west. ठीक है। At t equals to 0, he was exactly south of an army camp at distance of 1 kilometer. At this instant, a large number of army men scattered in every possible directions from their camp in search of terrorists. Fine. Each army person walked in a straight line at a constant speed of 6 km per hour. They are asking few questions. Like first question, they are asking what will be the closest distance of an army persons from the terrorist in this search operations. Second, they are asking at what time the terrorist will get nearest to the army persons. चलिए, the same situations I try to explain it by a diagram. So this is my army camp. This is the army camp. And this is a terrorist. At t equals to, they are saying exactly south, so I made it in a downward directions. ठीक है? And this person, this terrorist is moving towards the west with 7.5 km per hour. Now, army is moving with 6 km per hour in all possible directions, because they don't know exactly where the terrorist, and that's why they are moving in all possible directions. Okay, so what they are asking you, what is the minimum separation between terrorist and basically army? So you will see that army person can never catch it, because the speed of the army person is 6 km per hour and the speed of the terrorist is 7.5 km per hour. So army person will not be catch it. So what they are interested कि how much minimum distance will be there between army and terrorist. Okay, so for that what we have done, we'll use a vector triangle method instead of using the calculus method. Okay, you can try with the calculus method also, but here we'll use a more elegant method, that is a vector triangle method. Okay, so let me draw the diagram, the same diagram basically. So here is a terrorist, here is the army camp. This terrorist is moving in these directions with 7.5 km per hour. And this army is scattered means spread karna, in all possible directions. And with the speed is how much? 6 km per hour. Now, whenever you have to see the minimum distances, this kind of questions, it is good to go in someone's frame. So I'm going in terrorist frame and then I'm observing the motion of army. So this is a terrorist. So in terrorist frame, आर्मी का मोशन देखते हैं कैसा दिखेगा, है ना। द आर्मी इज मूविंग इन विच डायरेक्शंस, टेररिस्ट को कैसा लगेगा कि आर्मी किस डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रहा है ना, वो मैं ऑब्जर्व करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। क्योंकि सर टेररिस्ट के फ्रेम में चले गए तो मुझे वेलोसिटी ऑफ टेररिस्ट को अपोजिट करके ऐड करना पड़ेगा, करेक्ट। दिस इज माई माइनस वेलोसिटी ऑफ टेररिस्ट, और वेलोसिटी ऑफ आर्मी जो था वो इधर भी मूव कर रहा है, इधर भी मूव कर रहा है, इधर भी मूव कर रहा है, यस और नो, हर जगह मूव कर रहा है। तो मान लो इफ टेररिस्ट वाज मूविंग इन दिस डायरेक्शंस, तो ये दिखेगा उसे, सॉरी, इफ आर्मी वाज मूविंग इन दिस डायरेक्शंस एंड टेररिस्ट की वेलोसिटी इधर है, तो वी कैन से ये दिखेगा वेलोसिटी ऑफ आर्मी विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टेररिस्ट, करेक्ट। नाउ यदि मैं आर्मी इस साइड मूव करेगा तो टेररिस्ट को लगेगा कि दिस इज मूविंग लाइक दिस, ये इधर मूव कर रहा है। यदि आर्मी इस साइड मूव कर रहा है तो टेररिस्ट को इधर लगेगा मूव करता हुआ। है ना, टेररिस्ट के फ्रेम में चले गए तो टेररिस्ट को ऐसा दिखेगा। तो ये हो गया वेलोसिटी ऑफ आर्मी विद रिस्पेक्ट। आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड जो टिप ऑफ आर्मी ऑफ टेररिस्ट, टिप ऑफ वेलोसिटी ऑफ आर्मी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टेररिस्ट है, वो एक सर्कल में घूम रहा है। सो हमने क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन किया कि टिप ऑफ वेलोसिटी वेक्टर of velocity vector, which velocity vector, velocity of army with respect to terrorist, is moving in a circle, is moving in a circle of radius, इसका रेडियस क्या है, इक्वल्स टू वेलोसिटी ऑफ आर्मी, स्पीड ऑफ आर्मी, एंड सेंटर्ड at the tip of माइनस वेलोसिटी ऑफ टेररिस्ट वेक्टर। ओके, सो मैं इस पॉइंट को O बोल लेता हूं, यानी O हमारा सेंटर हो गया और रेडियस ऑफ द सर्कल इज बेसिकली 6 किलोमीटर पर आवर। ओके, बिकॉज वेलोसिटी ऑफ आर्मी इज गिवन टू 6। तो मैं इसको एक और डायग्राम में बना लेता हूं। दिस वॉज जस्ट अ मिनट, minus velocity of terrorist, correct? This was minus velocity of terrorist, and this value we know that value is magnitude wise 7.5 किलोमीटर पर आवर। इस पॉइंट पे हम लोग एक सर्कल ड्रॉ कर लेते हैं। We have drawn a circle, just a minute, let me draw a circle here. I have drawn a circle here. Okay, now इस सर्कल के अराउंड, इस सर्कल के डायरेक्शन में, है ना, दिस इज वेलोसिटी ऑफ आर्मी, like this, like this. Okay, this army is moving in all possible directions, so that's what I am trying to show. This army is moving in all possible directions, is correct? So with this represent, this red जो लेजर से मैं दिखाना चाह रहा हूं, this one is basically velocity of army with respect to terrorist. This is velocity of army with respect to terrorist. चलो कुछ वेक्टर्स दिखाया था। This is the velocity of army with respect to terrorist. This is the velocity of army with respect to terrorist. यानी सर्कल के किसी भी पॉइंट को मैच कर दें फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट, लेट्स से इट इज ए, इसको मैं O बोल लेता हूं। At any point if I draw a line from point A to on the circle, any point of the circle, that line will represent velocity of army with respect to terrorist. Fine. तो सर इससे क्या फायदा हुआ? टेररिस्ट यहां पे था ना, where was the terrorist? Here. Here was the terrorist. This distance was given to you 1 kilometer. अब इमेजिन करके देखो कौन सा आर्मी पर्सन्स विल बी नियरेस्ट टू अ टेररिस्ट, मुझे ये पता करना है। तो ऑब्वियसली ये जो दिखेगा, जो इस पर टेंजेंट लाइन हो जाएगा, वही तो इससे सबसे नियरेस्ट होगा। जैसे ये डिस्टेंस, तो ये तो इससे ज़्यादा डिस्टेंस हो गया, ये और ज़्यादा डिस्टेंस हो गया, ये जो पार्ट है ये तो और ज़्यादा डिस्टेंस हो जाएगा, है ना। दिस इज द मिनिमम डिस्टेंस, और डिस्टेंस हमारा इंक्रीज करना स्टार्ट होगा। सो हमने ये ऑब्जर्व किया कि इफ आई ड्रॉ अ टेंजेंट लाइन टू ए फ्रॉम ए ऑन द सर्कल विच विल मेक द मैक्सिमम एंगल with the minus velocity of terrorist, that will be the nearest to a terrorist. तो मैं क्या लिखा, मैं इसको लिख लेता हूँ, whatever I said, कि the maximum angle from the horizontal line Okay, that line corresponds to minimum distance from terrorist. That line will corresponds to minimum distance from the terrorist. तो बना क्यों उन्होंने, चलिए बना लेते हैं उसको. सर्कल अच्छा नहीं बना, फिर से बनाते हैं सर्कल. सर्कल this is the tangent line. And here was terrorist. Okay. This I have denoted by, I think, by A. This is my O. This is the perpendicular. And this I said theta max. Correct? अब थीटा मैक्स निकाल लेते हैं यहाँ से. तो दिस इज हाउ मच, 6 किलोमीटर पर आवर. दिस इज हाउ मच, 7.5 किलोमीटर पर आवर. सो व्हाट इज साइन थीटा मैक्स? 6 डिवाइड बाय 7.5 यानी 12 डिवाइड बाय 15, दैट मीन्स 4/5. ठीक है. Now, this relative velocity in this directions, they are moving. Okay, if I want to write this distance, okay, for example, this distance, there is nothing but v relative into t. If you want to find this, so again it is v relative into t. Okay, like this. Because time is changing, okay? At t equals to, they were here. At t equals to 1 second, this will be here. 2 second here. 3 second here. Like this. So they are asking what is the minimum distance. So that means you have to draw the perpendicular from here. Okay, this is the minimum distance. Correct? This is given to you. Initial separation between them is 1 kilometer. If this angle is theta max, this we know 90 degree, so obviously this will be theta max. So first thing we got d minimum, that is equals to d cos theta max. Correct? The value of sin theta max we got, that is equals to 4/5. So cos theta max will be 3/5. This will be 3/5 kilometer. And that means 0.6 kilometer. Okay. We have to also calculate the time when it happens. So this will be, this distance I can say that is v relative into t. So let's calculate the v relative. Again, this will help us to calculate the v relative. This is my v relative, yes or no? This is nothing but 7.5 times of cos theta max. 7.5. The value of cos theta max will be 3/5. That becomes 4.5 kilometer per hour. Now, in this part, I can say this length is basically v relative into t. So this is v relative into t. And from this triangle, I can write that is 1 into sine theta max. Okay. From this triangle, okay, this is basically 1 into sine theta max, their projection on this line. Okay, so if I write this part, how much you are getting? V relative we know that is 4.5 into t. That is equals to sine theta max is basically 4/5. So the value of t which is getting is 4/5 into 4.5 is nothing but 9/2 and 8/45 hour. You can convert into minute and second. Okay, so if you just multiply by 60, it will be 8/45 into 60, that much minute. 15 say we can cancel, it is 4, it is 3. That is 32 by 3 minute. That means 10 minute. 2 by 3 minute that we can convert into second, that is 40 second. So the correct answer will be 10 minute 40 second, and minimum distance will be 0.6 kilometer. Okay. Now one thing, very important thing I told you, this vector triangle method. When this method is useful, when one of the vector is completely known. One vector is completely known. That means magnitude as well as directions. Both are known. Other vector is known only by magnitude, and magnitude is fixed. Achha, this complete known vector must be a constant vector, okay? And this magnitude is fixed, but direction is changing. Direction is changing. Now, if you have to find out the minimum or maxima in this case, then obviously this method becomes very, very useful method. Okay, just a hint I will give you. You can solve these questions. Let's say there is a block. Coefficient of friction is given to you mu. Mass of the block, let's say m. What amount the minimum force is required of minimum force required to move this block. ठीक है, answer is not mu mg. Okay, the first thing I told you, the answer is not mu mg. Okay, you try yourself these questions. Okay, later on in some video I will upload the solution of this part. Thank you.